So this is the book of Isaiah 19, starting at verse 6. It reads, They shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up. The reeds, flags shall wither, the pepper reeds by the brooks, by the mouths of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. The fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angles in the brook shall lament, and they that spread net upon the waters shall languish. All praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash, and the Bahana to the elder and the apostle with Mason who do well. A peace, a blessing, and salvation to you, Aki, who are pushing this fruit, the four winds of the heaven, and be on the forefront of this spiritual war, to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise here on earth again, as in the days of old. So the pepper reed by the brook, by the mouth of the brook, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. So this was going to a total economic collapse. There will be nothing which will be produced, and that will lead into cannibalism. No food in sight, nothing. There will be no any country which will be producing food in the coming days. Case in point, I have like a tweet from Discourse TV saying new Germany producer price inflation jumped to 30.9 in March, the highest level since 1949. I have another video I have screenshotted here. The inflation monster may devastate Japan first. So it is war, lamentation in the morning on every angle. You see, on this, yes, man. Starting from the far east to the far west, the far north and the far south. Talking about South Africa, man. You see, and really this is geared toward starving you America out of there, man. At least over here in Africa, people may scramble and do certain kind of things so that they may eat. Or the people in Japan, but over there in America, you are conditioned to live the life of convenience. Niggers eating up to 7 meals a day. Certain niggers, they eat throughout the day. See, every moment they have something to eat, and it is convenient. See, for $1 you can get a decent meal. See, don't even know. And I have been watching a YouTube video. People are teaching about how to start a fire. See, and I was amazed, man. What kind of life are you leading over there in America? People don't know how to fish. I know how to fish. See, at least 60% of people over here in Tanzania know how to fish. I knew how to swim naturally. I know how to swim, I know how to start a fire, I know how to hunt, I know how to fish, I know how to plant a garden, I know how to plant this different kind of corn and everything. See, I know how to basically what you call pastoralism. It's how to raise a cattle, cow, everything, and all of that. This is not even the focus on the coming perilous day, man. You know how to fish, you know how to start a fire, you know how to do anything. That ain't gonna matter. because the scripture tell you, let us repeat Isaiah 19, starting in verse 6, saying, and they shall turn the rivers far away. See, that's going to this different manufacturing industry. You see, your company or whatever. You see, the river, every civilization which is thrived, going all the way back to ancient Mesopotamia, there were rivers, going back to the Tigris River, going back to the River Euphrates. You see, they symbolize life. They bring prosperity. That's the symbolic key. When the Bible speaks about the rivers linking into economic status of certain empire, it's saying the brook of defense that's going to your food security, man, shall be emptied and dried up. The reeds and the flags shall wither, the paper read by the brook. That's going to this different farming, man. You see, by the mouth of the brook, and everything sown by the brook. You see, in the ancient time, people used to sow seed by the brook. Shall wither and be dried away and be no more, because back in the days there was no this advanced, what we call advanced irrigation system. So they sowed everything by the brook. So the fisheries shall mourn. You see, people who cast angles in the river or whatever, man. Why they shall mourn, man? There will be nothing, man, out of there. And the always that cast angles in the brook shall lament. There is that spread net upon the water shall languish. Moreover, there is that walk in the fine flax, that's going to your different companies, different manufacturing industries, your Walmart, your supermarket, and whatever, man. There is that weave network shall be confounded. And they shall be broken in the purpose thereof for all that make fish and pond for fish. See, this is going to an economic collapse you haven't ever seen. Nothing in sight will be seen. So you will be hallucinating eating your kid, man. Boiling your kid and eating him or her. When you see your kid passing by you, you start hallucinating, man. Because you are hungry. That's how the Lord is going to debase this current rulership, man, of wisdom. That will be a show of power, man. Isaiah 2, and I started verse 10. It says, enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust for the fear of the Lord. That's what we are doing. That's why I was talking about all this people in the Far East, or people in the East generally, starting from Africa all the way to the East. They know simple basic survival skills, and I was talking that to show you how things are convenient in America. Everything it is at your beck and call. See, you are living in your house, let's say a second floor. When you look outside your window, you see a Walmart, you see a supermarket, you see what you call KFC, and it is cheap. Over here in Tanzania, if you see somebody coming out of a KFC, he have a decent amount of money, man. He's making certain kind of money to do that luxury, man. I see. So life in the West is convenient, man. And the Lord set that for a purpose, so that the Lord can show you He is a real power, man. He's saying, the hide is in the dust for the fear of the Lord and for the fear of glory of His majesty. The lofty look of man shall be humbled. How? The Lord have a handed way to humble you people in the West, especially you Edomite, man. You Timanite, you Amalekite, and all you Edomite out of there, man. Men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, shall be exalted in that day. What day is the scripture talking about? The day of the Lord. And the day of the Lord is, you see, a build-up. You see, So this is the book of Ecclesiastic 12:1-3, saying, the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall boast himself, and the grinder cease because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened, and the door shall be shut in the street. No any kind of work, man. For Egypt, when the sound of the grinding is low, it shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the dot of music shall be brought low. You see? Also, when they shall be afraid that which is in high, so respect will come back, man. Until Yahweh shall come, there won't be any thirsty over here on the planet. Yes, man. That fear of which is on high, the respect of Allah shall down will come back, man. And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. See, you desire to go to KFC, you desire to go to this, you desire to eat this. Everything is at the fingertip, man. All of that will fail because man goes to his long home, and the mourner go abroad in the street. So it will be lamentation in woe and mourning. See, no work for Babylon, man. See, no any manufacturing. See, say it goodbye. That scripture, let me remember. Let me see. No work for Egypt, Saraka, not in Babylon. No work for Egypt. I think it is in Isaiah 19. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. It is Isaiah 19. I was right. Isaiah 19:15. I see. It say in Isaiah 19:15, it say, neither shall it be any work for Egypt, which is a head or tail, branch or lash may do. So this was a continuation from Isaiah 19:6. This was going to a total economic decimation, which is coming. It's like a siege. And you're saying no, like any other economic collapse you might have experienced, going back to the Weimar Republic. You see, the Bretton Woods one is a Bretton Woods two. When Nixon, due to inflation, Nixon he initiated the petrodollar, and the dollar being the reserve country currency, going all the way even to the great economic depression which happened in 1930. You see, this is see, the Lord, he want to exterminate you, Edomite, man. He want to starve you out. And you will soon come to a realization that the Lord don't love you, man. The Lord don't love you, Edomite. And you too said too, you heathen, you will be starved. You will commit cannibalism. Cannibalism is coming because, amen, I saw an article. I think you brothers know about this article. That is the world have only 1 year, I think 1 year and a half or whatever. You see, food. All of that food will run out. There won't be no farmer. We read here in the scriptures. The paper read, Isaiah 19:7, the paper read by the brook, by the mouth of the brook, and everything sown by the brook. Everything. You know the meaning of everything. Nothing will be sown by the brook shall wither and be dried away, and be no more. No farmer, no nothing, no pastoralism, no gardening, no prepper, no nothing. I'm not talking that there won't be people who will have food. There will be people who will have food, and that food will be only for the elect of the nation of Israel, man. You preppers out of there who are prepping, that food will be for the elect of the nation of Israel. You won't be able to eat that food. As a matter of fact, let me get the scripture in Amos, man. The only people who will be able to eat during the time of the famine which is coming is as the elect of the nation of Israel and the wicked elite. The wicked elite will have food too. You see? Let me see. Let me see. It is Amos 5. Let me see. This is Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. What is this prepper doing? They anticipate shit hit the fan. That's what they are doing. And this prepper, they are psychologically conditioned to that. They get upset when society does not collapse. It's like when you have been prophesizing, like going back to our forefather Jonah. He prophesied and nothing happened. Man, he was upset. He was like, Lord, why are you not destroying Nineveh? The same thing with these preppers, man. They have been put their mind into prepping to the extent that when shit does not hit the fan, they get upset. Because they want to prove to the audience that they were right about prepping. So they are desiring in that, through their action, they are desiring the day of the Lord. So they think actually in their subconscious mind they can dodge the day of the Lord. You see? You said, to what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness, no light. What does the scripture mean when it says the day of the Lord is darkness and not light? You will learn out of common sense. What you call natural instinct. And what make you survive a natural instinct. If you have been in a fight, sometimes when somebody throws a punch, you might dodge it even without knowing how you dodged it, man. Or even a certain accident might come out of a certain accident without even knowing how you came out of that. We call them natural reflex, man. You see? But in the day of the Lord, there won't be any natural reflex, no common sense at all, man. People will be like a brute beast out of here, man, without common sense whatsoever. You see? They will be like your street, man. You see, as if the man did flee from a lion and a bear did meet him. A prepper hiding underground your basement or whatever, man. See? So the Lord will set you up to be destroyed, and that food will be eaten by the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Why do you think the scripture tell you will have an abundance? The angel will rob you too. The angel will not rob really, they will take that food and they give it to the member of the elect. Where do you think the angel will get that food? Or the elect will get that food to feed their family? You preppers out of there, man. I see. He said, he went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent did beat him. That serpent there is symbolic for the nuclear missile. You might dodge everything being a prepper, hardcore prepper, you dodge everything Jacobo trouble, you dodge everything martial troop. But what will you end up, man? You end up being eaten by the missile. You see? So you ain't escaping this. You ain't going nowhere. That's why the scriptures, let's go back to Isaiah. I mean to make this long, man. Isaiah 2, you see, and 11, it says, the lofty look of a man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. By you just being a prepper, man, like you are telling the Most High, amen, yeah, Most High, F you, man. Say, I don't need you, I can survive, I'm too intelligent, I can survive on my own. That goes to everybody over there out in the world, man. You have certain people who think they are too proud, they think that the world ain't gonna end. This world ain't gonna end. See, you have people who are making plans for 30 years to come. That's the lofty look of a man, and the haughtiness of a man shall be humbled down. And the Lord alone The Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. You see, like manner his men, when the Lord getting glorified, his men also will be glorified. See, as long as you are hiding under that rock. So this I say shalom. I hope you brothers were edified. On to the next.